watching AYV Television.
Good evening and welcome to Primetime News on your home of credible, factual and balanced news, AYV Television and Radio. I am Tholoma Sumah. Here are the headlines for tonight.
Sletty highlights uninformed fiscal terms of corporate income taxes as a challenge to growth of the extractive industry.
The way payments were categorized were not all correct, so that was a loophole.
Ministry of Water Resources signs MOU to tackle water shortage in the country.
The purpose of the Liberia River project is geared towards expanding urban water supply systems in Freetown and its peri-urban towns.
And Campaign for Good Governance holds town hall dialogue on peace and social cohesion.
He said he still a talk and say we go far. We felt what we felt not to today.
Now for the full news with Tholoma Sumah.
The National Coordinator for the Sierra Leone Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, Sletty Minahuaisi, has said the untimely completion of templates and uniform fiscal terms of corporate income tax are key shortcomings hindering the growth of the extractive industry. She made these disclosures during a day capacity training for civil society groups and journalists on the Sletty 2015-2016 reports.
The Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative is the standard by which information on the oil, gas and mining industries is published. EITI is not a prescription for governance of the extractive sector, but rather a tool that informs the way the sector is governed. Mina Horace is the National Coordinator for the Sierra Leone Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative. She said natural resources such as oil, gas and minerals should benefit all citizens. She furthered that the untimely completion of templates and the ununiform fiscal terms of corporate income taxes are key shortcomings hindering the growth of the extractive industry.
As the report pointed out, or the two reports, because today we're just looking at the 2015 and 2016 reports, as they pointed out, the way payments were categorized were not all correct, so that was a loophole. The reporting templates, they were submitted late by some MDs and even a few companies, and late submission will often compromise the quality of the reports.
The engagement entertained presentation on the 2016 AITI Standards and Opportunities, ongoing AITI Validation 2018, and dialogue group session and challenges from the civil society representatives and the media experts from across the country who forms part of the capacity building training. But how well will this training enhance the skills of journalists and civil society activists to adequately investigate and advocate on the extractive industry?
Information is power. Journalists of any kind cannot report adequately well if you don't have the information to hand. We are not experts in the mining sector. Because they are experts, they are monitoring, they are recommending to government. I think whatever information they give us, we have to rely on those information. Otherwise, we'll be giving wrong information to our people.
The Ministry of Water Resources and the Chinese Geoengineering Corporation has signed a memorandum of understanding to embark on the construction of the Rokel River Water Scheme. The signing will pave a way for a permanent solution to the perennial water problem urban areas face. Mohamed Jawad Nyale has the report.
Freetown and its vicinity has been hit by water shortage every year. The Ministry of Water Resources say up to 60% of residents within the city do not have access to clean drinking water. But what does this memorandum mean? Dr. Bonofa Tengbe is the Minister of Water Resources.
The purpose of the Liberia River project is geared towards expanding urban water supply systems in Freetown and its peri-urban towns such as Mashiaka, Newton, Waterloo, Devil Hole, Hastings, Dewey. Freetown is 3, Freetown is 2, and Freetown is 1 respectively. The overall objective of this project is to maximize the volume of safe drinking water supply from its current low level of 80,000 cubic meters per day produced by the Guma Valley Water Company to 280,000 cubic meters per day.
The Chinese geoengineering company has been involved in water and sanitation for over 30 years in Africa. Zonghua Lui is the Director General of the Chinese company. He said his company is committed to undertaking the project.
In water sector and other sectors.
所以我们现在在塞拉米在科特迪瓦和阿尔及利亚就建过类似的供水项目。
CGC have done similar works in Cote d'Ivoire and Algeria for the similar works.
我们知道这个弗里登这个市民对水的需求的迫切性。
We appreciate the urgent demand for water in Freetown.
这个项目我们从2016年就开始在介入。
CGC have participated in this project since 2016.
是，所以我们还是比较了解这个项目的状况。
So we have the full picture of this project.
我相信我们有这个信心、决心和能力实施好这个项目。
We have confidence, willingness to complete this project.
This memorandum paves the way for negotiation, feasibility studies, and finance sourcing. By the end of it all, River Rocket Water Project hopes to benefit more than 2 million residents with clean drinking water. Mohammed Jawad Nyale, AYV News, Freetown.
Campaign for Good Governance, in partnership with the UNDP, has held a town hall dialogue and reconciliation meeting on the theme Promoting and Sustaining Peace in the Post-Election Sierra Leone through Community Dialogue. The event was held at Newton in the Western Area Rural. Bokari Matia has more.
The tension during an after-election era in this community was between the All People's Congress and Coalition for Change parties. The meeting is to chart ways forward and provide action points on sustaining the peace and social cohesion in post-election Newton. Community members shared testimonies of intimidations and confrontations during and after elections.
And he said he still a talk and say we go far. We felt what we felt not to today. So do ya now make if you from be don't deny sometimes we be for able to settle and no side the problem come out. If you know anything I be don't do myself, if you don't call me. But I'm glad the way una self una don't count today. Make myself I don't vet out me waiting there in my mind, make I go know the way forward.
I'm the expect because like men to know me get confrontation directly. Now other one they will like me then at the APC angle when they see me as a target, as a threat. Yes. So like when that thing happen, I become very, very aggravated. And now in one of the person will be say, during my election, I give the full support. If I give the whole support, when you support is greater. Because in another person way, go and vote. I snap the vote, I can show it. Human being. Yes.
If anybody feels so important now the community, where we all come up from, now here we did God choose we for let we represent we then we don't be the community get a decision from it. And if we understand saying that this you not respect the call of the people again, you don't put feather in the fly now, then the community they ostracize you. You dey live by yourself now. The community not get your time anymore. Me, if we there right now, they accept, I will shake your hand and we embrace her back. We will make peace and we will continue for develop the community. If they decide to continue for develop the community. Despite it don't come out. But it still gets other ways for let the community go before.
Community members forgave each other and pledged commitment to make peace at the end of the day and called on the entire Newton to promote peace for development. Bokari Matia, AYV News, Newton.
Parliament has approved George Septimus Koryama as chairman of the Independent Media Commission, Mr. Siddiq Abubakar Y as ambassador extraordinary to Washington, and Niyake Amaran, member board of director, National Mineral Agency, among others. Approving the nominees, MPs encouraged them to work in the interest of Sierra Leone, not party lines. Our parliamentary reporter Joseph Johnson reports.
This is the mood of MPs today after a marathon of debates on Monday. Today, the House is seated to approve 6 presidential nominees, which include the chairman of the Independent Media Commission. But how do MPs feel about these nominees? These were their reactions.
Mr. Speaker, looking at the resumes of the various nominees here in this world today shows that they possess intelligence, courage, both moral and physical, tact, and they have the ability for quick decision.
So it shows also like Mr. Y is a nationalist. He cuts across. So all I will do is to borrow and adopt all that has been said positively about the nominees and to save time, endorse their nomination.
I think my only contribution here now is to urge the nominees to do their level best. We're going to be visiting your offices. We're going to ensure that we'll put you on your toes to do what you have been nominated to do.
The chairman of the Independent Media Commission, George Septimus Koyama, gave an assurance of working together with the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists to ensure improvement in the media landscape.
But I know that with the kind of commissioners that the president appointed to work with me, we are going to surmount those problems, those challenges. There are challenges of your welfare. Your welfare on the job. I hope SLAG will give me, cooperate with me to face that challenges together so that we can bring satisfaction to the
The Independent Media Commission is one that is marred with different challenges over the years, but much is now expected from the controversial new IMC chairman. It begs the question, will the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists come to terms with his approval and work with him? Joseph Johnson, AYV News, Freetown.
The Sierra Leone National Shipping Corporation Limited has completed a familiarization process with Committee on Transport of the Parliament of Sierra Leone. According to the chairman of the committee, Honorable Dixon Rogers, the meeting is geared towards fostering a good relationship with the newly appointed managing director.
Sierra Leone National Shipping Corporation is a body responsible for carrying out shipping arrangements for the government and private individuals. Over the years, the corporation has faced numerous problems, one of which is lack of compliance by government parastatals to do business with the corporation. Ahmed Kanu is the managing director of the corporation. He stated some of the challenges faced by the company and called on members of parliament to ensure government parastatals do their shipments with the corporation.
The Sierra Leone National Shipping Company is 100% owned by government. We pay our salaries, we are not subvented. We have Sierra Leoneans in this company. We should be part of the team that raises money for government. We should be part of the domestic revenue mobilization team. But over the years, as I say in the report, our activities have been, we can only rely on the honorable members to help us to revive this.
Emphasizing on the issue, Honorable Daniel Koroma re-echoed the point that government parastatals must not shrug off cooperation with the state-owned shipping agency.
These government ministries are allowed to go to other clearing and forward agencies. Maybe those agencies are privately owned by themselves or their related entities. So I think it is good that if it is 100% owned, then all government entities must do, by way of law, must do their clear and forwarding business with the government entity. Otherwise, we'll be breaking down ourselves.
With the coming of a new management, it is hoped that recovering new customers will help boost revenue generation of the government. But the competition from private agencies is not to be easy. Shaun Amadou Jallo, AYV News, Freetown.
Intergovernmental Action Group Against Money Laundering in West Africa, GIABA, has commenced a 3-day regional conference on combating money laundering and terrorist financing in the maritime sector. The conference has 15 member states as participants. Some of the issues that were discussed were international standards on anti-money laundering and countering, and an international legal framework for combating maritime piracy. Ransford Lubimeziga has more.
Money laundering and terrorist financing are forms of transnational organized crime that pose a serious threat to peace and security at national, regional, and international levels. According to the Director of Programs and Projects GIABA, Dr. Bruno Unduka, the objective of this conference is to build the technical capacity of law enforcement bodies to emphasize the existence and relevance of crime targeting and skills.
International trade is of critical importance for a number of African economies, especially for our region, with more than 90% of African countries' imports and exports being shipped by the sea. Therefore, safe and secure maritime transportation is as essential for the development of trade and growth in our continent. The objective of this workshop is to build the capacity of officials or competent authorities by emphasizing the existence and relevance of financial and trade data, crime targeting, and the necessary analytical tools.
Delivering a statement, the Deputy Minister of Finance, Patricia Lavalley, pointed out that the fight against money laundering and terrorist financing has gained a global appeal due to threats they pose, and its negative effect on the economy is difficult to quantify.
Against money laundering and terrorism financing has indeed gained global appeal due to the threats these crimes pose to the integrity of financial systems and the implications for state security, stability, and the rule of law.
This first-day session will provide an overview of best practices on sharing and exchange of information on financing of the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. Ransford Lubimeziga, AYV'S in Freetown.
The Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, has commenced a 5-day international capacity building workshop on integrated ocean management. The workshop, which is currently being hosted at the Golden Tulip Hotel, is part of the Mami Water project that seeks to assess the state of marine environment, which is part of the Abidjan Convention. Ronald Morovia has more.
African Atlantic marine and coastal ecosystems are among the planet's most productive and diverse. They are fundamental to human well-being, but are in widespread decline. The Mami Water project, according to Paul Lamine, brings together African ocean practitioners to deliver more effective and sustainable ocean management.
After successful production of the State of the Marine Environment Report, Sierra Leone was designated Center of Expertise or Center of Excellence. In October 2017, the first expert meeting of the technical working groups for the Mami Water project was convened here in Freetown. And the purpose of that meeting was to finalize a toolkit for each of the working groups.
But how important is the workshop? Richard Acosta is the representative of the Abidjan Convention.
We are here today to see how, based on the experience we had last year and the tools we develop, countries that benefit from the Mami Water financial support can use those tools and start designating or describing the hectare.
During the official opening, the director of EPA, Momodu Ba, explains some of the benefits other countries hope to achieve.
Given our role as Center of Expertise, we have the responsibility to support Ghana and other countries in the region in developing their full state of environment reports, marine environment reports. This is a task we embrace, and I'm happy to assure all of you that of our unflinching support moving forward to achieve this.
Sierra Leone has been designated as the center of expertise on the state of marine environment reporting. Gonaje Morovia, AYV News, Freetown.
Advocacy for Women and Youth Empowerment, in collaboration with Women Advocacy and Agricultural Development Organization and Kumra Women in Action for Safer Life, has launched a 3-day District Girls Empowerment Summit, theme Empowering the Girl Child, Our Collective Responsibility. The aim of the summit is to discuss issues affecting girl child in the society. Memunatu Bangwa has more.
Early marriage and school dropouts, among other things, have been a major topic of discussion around girls' issues over the years. The Executive Director for Advocacy for Women and Youth Empowerment, Ibrahim Abel Kamara, said the summit is aimed at creating awareness among girls.
The summit is aimed at empowering the girl child through mentorship, career guidance, menstrual hygiene management, discussion on child protection issues, and of course we get our selection process across the district. We come with them at Barefoot Solar College conference hall in order for us to mentor them, to teach them. We identify women who are high achievers.
Speaking on behalf of government, the Deputy Director of Education Management at the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education said government is committed to girls' education.
Well, to start with, the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education is very passionate about the girl child. In fact, we've had a couple of projects centered around the education of the girl child. One like the GATE project, which is the girls' access to education, that will help to empower the girl child going to school and help them in career development. That will all set up towards empowering the girl child, ensuring that they have the requisite facilities and career support that they need to go into their future life. So I think the ministry as a whole is supportive of this kind of program.
One of the beneficiaries explained her experience about the summit.
Well, by what I learned by spreading this news is that for us to be teaching others, so that whenever they come and give us some of these things, let us don't keep it in for ourselves only. Let us be spreading it to our friends, just as it is said in the Holy Quran. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Adibu awladakum bizamanihim fa inna zamanahum ghayri zamanikum. Train your kids according to their generation, because theirs is not like yours.
Many organizations have been working assiduously in ensuring that girls are protected from the dangers in the society. Memunatu Bangura, AYV News in Freetown.
Hundreds of Sierra Leoneans residing in Canada will go to the polls this Saturday to elect a new president for the Sierra Leone Association of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Dr. Albicante is the lead presidential candidate in the race, according to views of Sierra Leoneans sounded in that part of the world. His supporters celebrate him as a leading figure in terms of educational and general welfare support for the Sierra Leoneans at home and abroad. He highlighted his vision for the Sierra Leonean populace if elected as president in this brief interview.
Now vote me, and I get a team for work with, who come into office, who will bring the same project they encounter now. Because me feel say, or we feel say, now then thing and they one can do for now. But before we approve, we will get for ask una consent how una see am. Sometimes not to all of them una go want. The one they una want, we go push them before. The one they una no want, we go pull them come out. But sometimes they una go get a brilliant ideas, we will not think about. Una go bring with the ideas, then they will go add to the 14. If we get for keep the 14, and we get for push before.
Residents at Sami Town community are calling on government and other humanitarian organizations to come to their aid in their ongoing road construction project. Residents at this community have taken upon themselves to engage in this community development to ensure the road can be accessed by vehicles, thereby making life easy for residents in this area. Ronald J. Morovia has the details.
Hilltop communities in Freetown are mostly constrained with poor road conditions, and this has served as an impediment to socio-economic growth of these communities. It is against this backdrop that young people at Sami Town community have embarked on a road construction. Ishmael Bangura is one of the volunteers. He explains what prompted them to embark on such work.
Yeah, because we don't understand a different community then. So somebody says, well, we are young man, we are the community. Now we're staying for bike, if a person sick, for let person get away for get motorcycle not easy. So this make motivate women like we Follow get all the young men of the community, follow see that how we travel conditions here, including the chairman and the council of the way with we, but then support we for me to do the also. But not getting supported because this is a plea for. Just like how I said, the people away outside there, follow no able help this community because one way or the other, we never do by ourselves. Through the help of the donors, the way they around where they listen to medium or where they this interviewer, for them to help we one way or the other. It has meant because one do a mass concrete now. Follow concrete patla they stick up now follow level stream.
But how have they been able to carry out such work? Saidu Kagwe is the Ward Committee Chairman.
This way would be done day, but it's very bad. You know, for let you see youth man and get us home, for let them can work this would not be really easy, you know, because it takes a lot. We know that's not help from nobody. I did go on my own as a Ward Committee Chairperson for this zone known as Zone 9. You know, with the help of the councillor. It's not really easy as of now because you see a manual work we do. You know, manual work, pick, shovel, rake, you know, now they use for the work, not get no machine. You know, and with the help of the community people and back, you see the road, but in the past, but then we do small thing. The road now go accessible to people and to accessible to transportation for the people able to come our community because we're in season car will suffer big time. So this time around, once before the ending of next year, we don't try to concrete this road.
These community volunteers have been doing this work without any major support and sophisticated tools. They are therefore appealing to government and other humanitarian organizations to come to their aid. Gonajemo Ovia, AYV News, Freetown.
Lake Production Company has unveiled golden trophies for this year's National Entertainment Awards for entertainers and plaques for lifetime achievers. The unveiling ceremony took place at a joint press conference among Lake Production, Rugged and the Ministry of Tourism. The press conference was held at the Ministry of Tourism in Freetown. Here is the report.
We now support the National Entertainment Awards. We now support them for change Sierra Leone. Bring jobs to youth. Then we make a mark in entertainment internationally.
That was the Minister of Tourism, Memunatu Prat, unveiling the awards for the 2018 National Entertainment Awards NEA. The CEO of Lake Production, Alhaji K. Tarawali, known as Laj K, said the award is a customized award made of gold in the United States. Alhaji K. Tarawali said this is the first time this has happened in Sierra Leone. Tarawali also revealed that professional photography and event management groups have been contacted. He said this is to achieve global standards.
I says the minister, and I know it passionately get, because we want to organize an international standard event. The venue needs to be accessible to be like 5 days minimum, you know, for you to do to suppose for it. And the kind way I want for safety to manage, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the minister when you go as his we imagine if in a salon, anybody will imagine if in a salon.
Giving a keynote speech, the Minister of Tourism, Memunatu Prat, said the entertainment industry has suffered a lot over the years. The minister therefore commits herself to uplifting the industry.
Because I want an entertainment industry we could boom the lives of entertainers. I mean, I can sit down and reflect on people in the past when only entertainment, how their life degenerated. And their examples, they're not a good example for people that we now. So, as a government, we can forgive hopes to the one they waiting now, like care and on everybody where they give them hopes. Today, entertainment, 9 and the world, all over the world.
The minister said one of the most important activities in her tenure is the National Entertainment Award. She said the NEA Award is very important as it brings youth together, boosts businesses, and places Sierra Leone on the map of entertainment. Partners of the National Entertainment Award have committed themselves to making the event one of its kind in the country. The award ceremony is expected to take place on the 24th December 2018 at the Bintumani Hotel in Freetown. Voting will start on the 26th of October 2018. Tholoma Sumah, AYV News, Freetown.
Let's now take our court update compiled by Mohammed Kai and read in the studios by Albert George Serif.
Accused person Frederick Georgestone has reappeared before Honorable Justice John Bosco Aliyu, presiding over the High Court of Sierra Leone for the offences of burglary and larceny, contrary to the Larceny Act of 1916. The accused person is alleged to have committed the said offences on 13th August 2016 in the Freetown Judicial District in the Republic of Sierra Leone. In his testimony, Detective Police Constable 145-5 Samuel Nabi Bangura, attached at the Criminal Investigation Department's branch at the Central Police Division at Wallace Johnson Street in Freetown, explained that he resides at Leicester Road on the hill overlooking Freetown. He told the court that he recognized the complainant, Bishop Christian Cole, now deceased, and the accused person, Frederick George Stone. He further recalled the incident of 13th August 2016. Detective Police Constable Samuel Nabi Bangura testified that on the aforementioned date, he was on duty at the Criminal Investigation Department's branch at the Central Police Division when a case of burglary and larceny was reported against the accused person. The witness further testified that upon receipt of the information, himself and the senior crime officer, Kroma JP, and other detectives visited the crime scene at number 6B Adesanya Street, Brookfields, Freetown. He went on to say that at the crime scene, they discovered that the complainant, the late Bishop Christian Cole's metal door leading to his parlor and bedroom was damaged. The witness further testified that the senior crime officer, Kroma JP, took snapshots of the complainant's parlor and room, where they also discovered documents scattered all over the place. He said that he advised the complainant to refix his metal door and maintain the peace, adding that the complainant, the late Bishop Christian Cole, later telephoned and informed the police that the accused person, Frederick George Stone, with other unknown individuals, stormed his number 6B Adesanya Street residence and threatened to kill him. The matter is adjourned to 7th November 2018. For AYV Court Update, I am Albert George Sheriff.
This is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. Stay with us through the break. We shall be right back.
Not now. I promised to top up EDSA today.
Stop complaining and use your AfriCell line to buy us EDSA.
My AfriCell line? AfriCell?
Oh yes! With your AfriCell line. To buy EDSA, simply dial *161# to access your AfriCell money account and choose bill payment. Then select EDSA recharge. Enter your meter number, enter the amount you want to pay, and then enter your AfriCell money PIN to confirm your transaction.
But how can I refill my AfriCell money account?
You can top up your AfriCell money account with no extra charges from any AfriCell outlet near you, or simply at any shop or bank where you see a sign that says AfriCell money available here. Buy EDSA now straight from your AfriCell money account at the cheapest cost ever. A price nobody dares to match.
AfriCell, now we network.
Welcome back. This is Primetime News reaching you on AYV Television Channel 33 and Radio FM 101.6. We join now our team in McKinney for more news.
Thank you, viewers and listeners. I am Abasise presenting top stories making news in the North. The Holy Spirit Hospital in McKinney is currently hosting a team of orthopedic surgeons from Italy. This team of orthopedic experts is on volunteerism to help the hospital in administering free treatment to the general public. Elisa Jerry has more on this story.
In a bid to improve health facility in the country, Holy Spirit Hospital in McKinney is presently having some volunteers from Italy that are experts on surgical medical. They are orthopedic surgeons who have been and still giving treatment in orthopedics at the Holy Spirit Hospital in McKinney. AYV caught up with the medical director of the Holy Spirit Catholic Hospital in McKinney, Dr. Patrick Itui. This was what he said.
We, as a hospital, as a Catholic hospital, we have been bringing in teams of voluntary medical experts over the years. And so once they are in country, we will notify the public with regards to the teams that are present in our setting, and we'll ask different patients from all over the country to come for medical treatment. Well, when we talk of orthopedic surgeons, they are surgeons that are involved with, bone problems, say trauma, fractures, and the rest. So these are the type of doctors we do have out here.
AYV Primetime News, I am Idrissa Jerry reporting for Makeni.
The Sierra Leone Police has convened a stakeholders meeting in Makeni. Key objective of this engagement was to discuss the ongoing recruitment process into the police force. Let us watch how it unfolds at the Makeni City Hall.
You know, the essence of it all, one for CC, we get quality staff. We get quality policemen into the force. They normally say quality one, they normally in the past. Then the day, of course, the SLP is full of elite forces. We get various sectors where, get the expertise and so forth. And Fabulem, that tell you now, this recruitment is specifically there for constable. Specifically, it's there for constable. This is not a recruitment for graduates, because the policy is for graduates. This is now recruitment for constable. Now we will bring a casier. If you enter, we require you with the criteria of WAS with 3 credits. When we talk about 3 credits, we talk about A1 to C6 in that bracket today, and then we forget 3 credits, including English language and mathematics.
But with this new system, the onus now lies on you and me. For let we recommend and let we accept credible people into the police force based on their qualifications. Now, 2 phrases in order to overshadow the operations of the SLP. One is a force for good, the other community policing. Community policing has already started. Now that's where we're there with the stakeholders. And when the process of recruitment don't finally complete, we'll get credible, committed, law-abiding, honest, trustworthy, and professional officers into the SLP. Therefore, the SLP will then be a force for good.
Now to another development. Women's Forum for Human Rights and Development, WFRAD, has ended a one-day engagement on the new national land policy. This session attracted several participants from respective institutions in the district. Emilia Django is a focal person at WFRAD, and she explains the relevance of such engagements in this interview.
This engagement we'll get today an awareness raising on one document we'll call the Voluntary Guidelines on Governance of Tenure, Fisheries and Forest, and also the National Land Policy where we come for popularize today. We want to let people they know say these documents they are in existence and make them able for know waiting then documents they are talk about. Well, we invite different stakeholders they will know say then get role and responsibility for play with regards land issue. We invite the local council stem, we invite the court chairman them, where we know say most of the time now they talk cases where it come per land case. The first point of call na the local courts, now then they deal with land cases them. Then we also invite heads of political parties that will believe say in terms of sending representative for stand for them various elective position them, now them political party there. So we also invite them for season why women them also very important for take leadership role and make sure say them promote the issue of right. We also get a lot of other civil society organization members them where they are, and teachers they also there because we want also where then go let them able for begin catch the beginning from that point say and help them for know what the VGGT and the land policy.
Well, viewers and listeners, that's it from our regional studios in Makeni. Many thanks for watching and listening. I've been your presenter, Advocacy. On behalf of our team here in the region, let me now hand you back to our team in Freetown.
Thanks to the team in McKinney, let's now go to Africa for some more news. And for that, we'll start with Liberia. Liberia's President George Weah has announced the dropping of tuition fees for undergraduate students at state universities and colleges.
The students will, however, have to pay other fees associated with their studies. Speaking at the University of Liberia campus on Wednesday, Mr. Weah said that as president, the least he could do is to give Liberian students an education. There are only 2 state-run universities in Liberia and another 5 state-run higher education institutions, which are a mix of rural and community colleges. University of Liberia students had recently been active in protests calling on government to account for the disappearance of $100 million worth of newly printed banknotes intended for the central bank.
Police in Zambia have detained popular and controversial musician Clifford Dimba for alleged indecent assault.
Dimba, whose stage name is General Kaneni, is not new to such controversy. He was jailed in 2014 for having sex with an underage girl and sentenced to serve 18 years. But President Edgar Lungu pardoned Dimba in July 2015 and appointed him as an ambassador against gender-based violence. This appointment was withdrawn after widespread condemnation by both local and international activists. In his latest alleged transgression, Dimba is accused of having continuously touched a woman's breast against her wish, according to the police spokesman Esther Katongo.
Zimbabwean police say they have arrested 170 black market money dealers in a campaign against currency trading, which they say has caused the prices of imported goods to rise.
It comes days after the central bank suspended 4 top directors alleged to be involved in black market trading. A young communication strategist hired by the finance minister exposed the central bank's alleged involvement in the currency black market shortly after his appointment. But within 3 days, William Mutumanje, known as AC Lumumba, was fired and his appropriateness for the role questioned. Mr. Mutumanje has claimed that there was a rift between Zimbabwe's President Emmerson Mnangagwa and his Vice President Constantino Chiwenga. He also threatened to expose a businessman allegedly financing the government, who he said was behind major cartels. The question remains whether this is the first real attempt to clean up black market trading or whether Mr. Mutumanje was being used to settle scores between former allies.
That's all we have for now in Africa. Let's now join our team in London for more international news.
Thank you, Freetown. I'm Elizabeth Kazibura with the major international news. Explosive devices were sent to former President Barack Obama and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, as well as to CNN's offices in New York, sparking an intense investigation into whether Obama is going after targets that have often been the subject of right-wing anger. A law enforcement official said that the 3 devices were similar to the one found on Monday at the home of George Soros, the billionaire philanthropist and liberal donor who has come under fierce criticism from conservatives and conspiracy theorists.
What we saw here today was an effort to terrorize. This clearly is an act of terror, attempting to undermine our free press and leaders of this country through acts of violence. I want to make very clear that the people of New York City will not be intimidated, that we're going to go about our lives undeterred, because the very concept of terrorism is to change us, and we will not allow that to happen.
None of the devices harmed anyone. In a statement, the White House condemned the attempted violent attacks are referred to the acts of despicable. Virginia Attorney General Mark Herring has announced that his office is running an ongoing investigation into the state's 2 Catholic dioceses and whether there has been any sexual abuse and cover-up. The statement said the inquiry was launched in response to the Pennsylvania grand jury report released this summer. that documented decades of sexual abuse uncovered by Catholic clergy in Pennsylvania. Virginia makes the 13th state this year, plus the district, to start an investigation of the Catholic Church. According to reports, at least 14 civilians were killed during an operation by Afghan security forces in eastern Nangarhar province on Wednesday. Government officials confirmed the security officials had conducted an operation against insurgents in the Shahidano Mena area of Rodat district on Tuesday and were investigating whether the operation resulted in civilian casualties. Both Taliban and Islamic State militants are active in eastern Afghanistan. The United Nations in October reported that at least 8,050 Afghan civilians were killed or wounded across the country in the first 9 months of 2018. The report attributed 65% of casualties to the Taliban, Islamic State and other anti-government forces. This is it for now. You have been watching International News with me, Elizabeth Kasibure from London. Now let me hand you back to our team in Freetown.
Thanks to the London team for the international news. Now in sport, Ambassador Anthony Navo Jr. has been appointed chairman of the Eastern Lions Football Club. Speaking to AYV, chairman of the Elders Committee of the Eastern Lions, Alhaji Architect Jibril Kamara, said the club has always been blessed to have well-meaning and responsible citizens at the helm of its affairs. He said the club highly believes in the current leadership as they are all responsible citizens. He spoke more.
Eastern Lions has always been a privilege to have some of the best people in the sport being within its management structure. Once again, I want to emphasize that what we have now is a new executive, but not so new, because in our view, if any team has done so well, it should have the opportunity of being given another tenure to replicate their past performance. The executive we have just unveiled happens to be an extension of the last executive. At the helm of this new executive is a very dynamic, tested personality in the name of Ambassador Anthony Navo Jr. He was the deputy to the previous chairman. So we are very happy and we are confident that the performance we enjoyed over the past few years will be added on, will be built on to. A lot of new and positive programs will be put in place as a result of.
The Baka FIFA 2018 video game has gone to the semi-finals. Reginald Augustine Goba, the media coordinator for Baka video game, said they started with 32 gamers and now it's left for 4 gamers and only 2 will make it to the grand finals for a grand prize of 5 million yuans. Sheikh Mohammed Silla has more.
FIFA 2018 is a football stimulation video game in the FIFA series of video games. Develop and contain any new gameplay features aside from updating kits and squads. The Baka game gears to promote youth who have the talent on video games. The media coordinator for Baka video gaming, Reginald Augustine Goba, said that 2 gamers will be contesting for the 5 million at the final and the runners-up take home with 2 million yuans.
We don't finish with the round of 16 and today we also there with the round of 8 matches the day in progress right now. You know, of course we don't get a couple of players that we don't make them to the round of 4 win at the semi-finals because now home and away basis. But so far so good. It's been very interesting. We don't get good time, you know. She say gamers in the camp and show love, you know, to the counterpart. Even when we don't lose, we don't go out of the competition and they come again to come support, you know, the counterpart. And so far so good. This is good for the youth, and we are happy with the kind of attention the competition will get. We start with 42 players, 10 for the Xbox, then 32 for the PlayStation. So the 32, we set them into groups. So then they play each other on home and away basis until we get the 16 out of the 32. 16 now we deal with the 8. The 8th match day in progress right now. Games in progress. We'll get the 4. Already on the PlayStation, on the Xbox, we don't get 10 players way now. The first set 5 force, the 5 they play themselves, and then we get the best 2 with the highest point. We do one for the other 5, and also now we don't get 4 players for the Xbox.
Some gamers who've played to the semi-final express thanks and promise to play hard to ensure they win the star prize.
I keep playing CPS as I do game because I'm a gamer, and they don't try to play PS. And PS, before you go on the streets, you go thief. Before you go on the streets, you go thief or do other things. I rather than I'm home and play PS only.
Me and man, we hardly lost, and we lost today. I really feel I'm but I don't even give up it because I know I get second leg, and I know I will make up by second leg.
Silashako Mohammed, AYV News.
And as we plan ahead of a blessed Friday, let's take a look at the weather forecast brought to you courtesy of AYV'S.
Hello, this is Lucy Stiller, and today, as every other day, I will be covering your daily weather powered by AYV'S. Now, let's take a look at Salon's weather for tonight. Let's start in Freetown, where we'll have a cloudy sky at 24 degrees. Over at Kayimbo, where we'll also have a cloudy sky at 22 degrees. Moving to the northern city of Makeni, where we'll have an overcast of clouds at 21 degrees. Now in Koinadugu, we'll have a clouded skies during the night at 20 degrees. And over in Koiji, expect a chance of rain with clouded sky at 18 degrees. Through the night, Kenema will mostly have a cloudy sky at 21 degrees. As we move over to Bo, where we'll also be seeing a cloudy sky this evening at 21 degrees. And down south in Mokaba, it will also have a clouded sky at night at 24 degrees. Now, let's take a flight over Sierra Leone for tomorrow's weather. Expect a mostly cloudy day with chance of showers in Calabar town at 28 degrees. Over in Bela will be cloudy during the day with rain in some spots at 27 degrees. Medina will have a heavy clouded day with rain at 28 degrees. And in the town of Kamakura will experience a mainly cloudy day with chance of rain at 28 degrees. Over at Mabruka will have an overcast of clouds at 28 degrees. Jene will have clusters of clouds during the whole day at 28 degrees. Sablama will experience a cloudy sky during the day with chance of showers at 28 degrees. Heavy clouds expected in Tikonko at 28 degrees. It will be a mainly cloudy day in Matru at 29 degrees. And finally, Freetown will experience some clouds with showers in some spots at 28 degrees. Checking out the winds for tomorrow. Winds will be moving south at 9 km per hour. Humidity is at 85%. This state is moderate and sea temperature is at 21 degrees. Let's take a look at our 4 days forecast. Friday we will have a mostly cloudy day with few showers at a high of 28 degrees and a low of 23 degrees. Saturday we'll have much of the same with clouds during the night at a high of 28 degrees and a low of 24 degrees. Sunday we will see a mostly cloudy day at a high of 27 degrees and a low of 24 degrees. Monday will mostly be a cloudy weather with chance of showers during the day at a high of 28 degrees and low of 24 degrees. Thank you for watching our daily weather powered by AfriCell. Meet us tomorrow same time on channel 33 AYV TV. I'm Lucy Silla signing off. God bless.
Thanks to Lucy Silla for the weather updates courtesy of AfriCell. This is the end of Primetime News tonight. Keep sending us your thoughts via email to info@ayvnews.com. You can also connect with us online at www.ayvnews.com or download the AYV mobile app from your app store. We will be back again tomorrow with the top stories from across the country, the continent and the world. My name is Tholoma Sumah. Thanks for watching and listening.
You're watching AYV Television.